Hi, this is Tony Vance. We're going to be doing a series of videos. Hopefully, will bless your heart and give you some encouragement. We're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to look at some verses that I consider my favorites. And like most people, it's a whole bunch. So we'll see if we cover some verses that bless your heart and gives you some encouragement. We're going to look at a few verses and not teach on them, not do that kind of thing, but just talk about what they mean to me. And it seems appropriate, the first verse to start with would be John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. I can remember as a kid, a funny looking guy at most big sporting events. He had this curly, multicolored afro. I always thought it was a wig. Might not have been, I don't know. But it seemed like he was at every Super Bowl, every NBA game, every college game, everything. And he would hold up John 3:16. And the cameras would seem to capture him often. And so from my earliest memories, I can remember that verse being present. But as I grew older and began to be able to read for myself, the verse became even personal. Because this verse talks about what God did for me, for you, and for everybody who lives in the world. For God so loved the world. Now, there's not really a reason why he loves the world, and maybe that's what really love is all about. It's just something that you do because you do. But it says, for God so loved the world that he gave. That's what you do when you love somebody. You give. You give out of your heart. And so God loved us so much that he gave his most precious possession, that we might have eternal life. God so loved the world. That still blows my mind that God would love the world. It would not be so surprising that the Bible would say God kind of likes everybody. Some people he don't like too much, but in reality he says he loved us all. Another place it talks about what Jesus did in relationship to our salvation uses a big fancy word, propitiation, in the King James. And from what I can find, it simply means that Jesus did exactly what God needed done to take care of the problem that we had. And that problem, of course, is sin. And so God gave his best to give us the best that we could ever get. God bless you. John 3:16.